Ghana's interest rose here about the high jumper. She was making her debut in the women's high jump, and there were a lot of very high expectations for her.
God don't allow somebody to spend his whole life practicing for that day. Then you go 3 weeks camp.
You go pray at
Then you go pray at a chain. Then you won't go.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the Mallam Go podcast. Thank you very much for watching a group of friends who sit to have conversation about sports.
I like that description.
Yeah.
Very simple.
A group of friends who just sit to have conversation about sports. So, last week, the viewers were saying that if I'm hosting, I shouldn't contribute. And I'm like, you're watching the show as if it's a TV show. If it's a TV show, I ask my question, I shut up. If it's a podcast,
we all talk some.
It's boys, man. Boys,
we all talk
boys
some.
They sit some.
The only
thing you're not seeing is the fufu we ate before.
That one they will not.
When you show
what is in the cup?
In the cup, you don't see it.
The concussions in the cup, coach. You don't owe me.
I the owe you, don't worry.
Fantastic.
I the owe all of you. Apart from my I too if you hear this, you must have
But can't you the promise like 2 years ago?
He promised me tell. Me, you know what he bought me? If I make a talk, Matty, you know what he bought me? Coach, they do favoritism pass. Nathan Murray go meet him for the wedding day. They hold go to Tula and things. He take give him. Fent Murray, he give him the same thing. You the Murray bring you some.
Not sin.
I Murray bring you some.
You they are owe you because you your wedding self now. I did something I don't. So you that owe you.
No more, you don't owe we.
You don't owe we.
Fantastico.
Oh, I go do.
You go honor your promise.
I go do.
But no more, if I honor the thing in preference to the time of marriage.
No, I will.
Me, I'm married before.
I will give you.
Get married. Get married before us too.
I will give you. I will give you. You see, this man, the reason why he's overly excited, he tried it.
Yes, it's a living testimony.
He's a living testimony.
Taste and see. I've tasted. And I saw.
Guys, so, don't mind the friends. Don't mind the friends. They're having friendly conversation. So that's what we do here. But thank you very much for always tuning in to enjoy our conversation on what we do. We only put our conversations on behind the camera so you can be part of it. But you're always also part of it. So please join us by putting in your comments when we post our podcasts or when we post on YouTube or the Spotify or Apple podcasts. And throughout the whole week, we've been discussing clubs and how they are shaping up for what is to come this season. But we want to talk now about something that pertains Africa and what is currently ongoing at the Olympic Games. So the Olympics are happening, or it's happening in Paris, where everybody is keeping an eye on watching. Everybody is in Paris competing for many, many laurels. The Olympic game comes with plenty of disciplines, plenty of them. However, Africa's general performances at the Olympic Games haven't been historically great, right? Now, we've seen countries who were terrible at Olympics, but in the last millennium or in the next 20, 30 years, their chances at the Olympics have shot up. They are competing and winning medals by heart. So the big question is, why is that generally in Africa, we don't do well at the Olympics? And this is not a Ghanaian matter. It's about Nigerians, it's about South Africans, it's about Algerians, Moroccans, Egyptians, wherever you are on the continent. So chip in your thoughts as well. It will be a great conversation to have. Why do you think your country, right here on the continent, isn't doing well at the Olympics when we participate? And why is it that we don't even participate in, so very few countries participate in many, many disciplines, right? So why don't we even have athletes competing across many disciplines at the Olympics? That is where the conversation is going to be centered. It's pretty much going to be. Let me start off with you, Felix. The Olympic Games. Everybody wants to be an Olympian. Everybody wants to win medals. It's one of the most prestigious moments in athletes' careers. And for some disciplines, the Olympic Games is the pinnacle of it, right? But across the continent, we don't really see countries winning so much. What has been lacking?
I think that lack of interest in sports is one main reason. And then another thing has to be the investment in the sports itself. And I say this because, see, you look at a country like Nigeria, which has the biggest number in terms of population.
Yeah.
They go to the Olympic Games with even fewer athletes than a country like New Zealand, which has a population around 6 million, or even Australia.
Yeah.
And Sicho, if you want to win more medals, you don't have to stick to just one particular sport.
Mm.
You need to do other kinds of sports. But you see, some countries within the West or within our continent in Africa, most of them, especially with the countries in the West, they believe that they have specialities in a particular sport. So let the concentration be there. Others in the South, so for instance, South Africa, or in the North, Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, and co. So South Africa are doing a lot of different discipline when it comes to the Olympics.
Sports,
And
yeah.
that is the reason why in Africa, they'll win a lot of medals. And the reason why they are doing so is because they have invested in infrastructure for their athletes. They are doing proper school sports.
Yeah.
They are investing in the athletes themselves. When you come to the West, even with the disciplines that we taught are specialities, infrastructure we've stopped providing for them. Even for those that we already have, we are not maintaining them. We are not investing in the athletes themselves.
Yeah.
So you look at Ghana, most of our medals that we've gotten, or in fact, we've had only 5 medals in Olympic history.
Yeah.
We've had 4 of them coming from boxing, and then 1 from football. The one we won in Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah.
So our specialty has always been boxing per the number of medals we've had at the Olympics. And then on the tracks, and then we used to call ourselves a footballing nation. But now, the last time Ghana competed in football was in Athens. We haven't been there before. How many years this?
Athens was in 2004.
4, yeah.
So that's 20
20
exactly
years.
20 years ago.
This time around,
So.
we went to Paris without a single boxer.
Mm.
Even with athletics, we are only competing in
High jump.
high jump,
I jump 100, 200.
100, 200, and then
4 by
4
1.
by 100.
Yeah.
Even with swimming, we are there because
Wild
of
card.
wildcards.
More like.
It is because we are not investing in other disciplines. So it will always be difficult. You look at South Africa, they're not doing just football. I don't think South Africa are even known for football. They're doing rugby and even swimming. If you look at the countries that are doing quite well in swimming, when you mention United States, you mention
China.
China,
Yeah.
you mention
Australia.
Australia.
Great.
You can bring in South Africa.
Yeah.
And now I was even surprised to see the Italians dominating in the polls, and even the French as well. They are doing a lot of discipline.
Water day everywhere. Water is everywhere. If you are serious,
See,
you go fit do one.
somebody asked me, in fact, my in-law said,
Mhm.
well, you call here now, shop far, meaning like, see, there is. I told her, you know what? Even the water in Ghana is not clean enough for you to organize sports. The water that we have here.
A shock.
Sicho, we are seeing canoeing. We are seeing diving. We are seeing water polo.
Kayaking.
Bro,
But that's the thing about Olympics, though. I've always thought, like a lot of countries, traditional games. Like I don't know where you're watching us from, but in Ghana we have very local games like Ampe. The ladies who come together and play Ampe, right? We have games like Pits and Get Pits, like
Pits.
Pits and Get, Alikoto.
yes.
Alex.
Sicho, I can tell you, Sicho. I can tell you for a fact. I can tell you for a fact that from where I come from, where we come from
Yeah.
in Ghana, even if the IOC decided in the next 8 years,
We still not go win.
we are bringing in Ampe,
We still not go win.
we won't even get it to a medal zone because there's Chinese and other people
Then go learn.
that are
am.
seriously
No, no,
interested.
China girls.
I am
And they go
telling
learn
you.
am.
See, Sicho,
The way they
I
do
am-
gymnastics, you see them put it in gymnastics. They put it in the video like the video. That's in the child's
Sure.
play for them.
Let me-
They do kung fu.
Sure.
Everything in the jump down.
Sicho, See.
You don't make a. While our boys and girls
I
got
said-
gymnastics for in the craze.
today, I asked Coach Sapon, who happens to be one of the big coaches we've had in Ghana, not just for football, he's Coach Accra.
Yeah, he was
Samajan came.
He was a PE coach. So
Yes,
he
he was a
versatile.
PE coach. And I asked him that, Coach, why can't we do even gymnastics here? He said they used to at the Winneba Sports Council,
Yeah.
but they stopped because the facility, the things that they needed, and they didn't even get a doctor because it is one sport that if you don't take care,
Oh, you go break right
a
now.
lot of injury. So you need to have an in-house doctor or medics that can attend to the athletes. So nobody was interested. So Sicho, it will take collective efforts
Yeah.
of government to show interest in different areas of sports. I am happy that we had opportunity.
And why you mention government? I mean, some states were so invested in pushing their athletes to perform at the highest level to the extent that they were even banned. And that is Russia. We said it was state sponsored.
No, but that's
doping.
cheating.
No, so that's cheating.
No,
I'm
so I'm
not talking
saying-
about the cheating aspect.
No, I'm not talking about it. I'm saying that some countries' governments were so vested to the extent that they would even
Yes.
go on to cheat so that
Just
they're
so
able
that-
to win.
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying you should cheat,
Yeah,
but that shows
so-
the level of
Commitment.
Yeah.
why would you want to cheat? Like you are too. You don't need.
No.
Just
Aura forbid aura.
all right.
You understand? So, you see, the countries that have invested in infrastructure and have invested in their sports are the ones we are seeing competing and winning a lot of medals at the Olympic Games. There are some countries they don't even give you anything for winning medals, but the honor of representing your country and even being an Olympian is big. We sit here, there are per diems being owned some of the athletes. We sit here, we've had times when athletes have been promised 30,000 for gold when they did not even invested money into their training schedule. And even when we go with any few athletes, we always find a way technically, like the way the Nigerian athletes won't be performing because somebody at the Nigerian Olympic Association or Federation.
That's a mess, man.
No,
Failed.
but that I haven't completely.
No, you understand?
Yeah.
Why? If you quite remember when Ghana went to the was it the
Commonwealth Games.
Commonwealth Games. Yeah.
no the World Athletic
World
Championship?
Athletics. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
really.
athletes, yeah,
Yes,
really, yeah.
we had an administrative error, bro. You can't do this. Americans won't allow this to happen. So even those that are put in charge to help the small contingent to even bring medals sometimes feel in their responsibility. So I think that what we need to do is we need to invest in different areas of sport.
Right.
I love the fact that the African Games have given us an opportunity to build other facilities aside football. Because now I'm expecting that in the next 4 years, when the LA Olympic comes, we should be able to provide the country with top athletes.
Wait. So we dey go World Cup US, then we dey go LA.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I go view.
So when are you guys if you give 5 years? If you go, you stay there, you watch Olympics, you come.
Yeah, more like.
Sijo, I think that
Quick.
I think that I just want to wrap up.
Yeah.
Africans needs to start investing in athletes and infrastructure, not just for areas that they are good at, but in other sporting discipline as well. If not, we will always go to the Olympic Games, go and participate in 2 or 3 disciplines, and we won't even be going far.
Right. Guys, who's taking it first? Coach or
Look, it has to be a deliberate
yeah.
approach for Africa to get to the level deserving of a continent.
Well, Charlie, people are riding bicycle and winning gold. Why can't we ride some bicycle?
that's
You're
what I'm saying.
cycling.
It
Some
has
people
to-
are cycling.
Charlie,
That's
that's
the
what I'm
way.
saying.
Cycling. No.
When you look at some of the games, no, we can do this.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you
so
go
cool.
relax. Africa Games, you know, ride bicycle where your tube go best.
You know the Ghana matter. You see, so if you
We are
don't
going beyond Ghana.
it be some way.
You see-
But look at Africa. Bicycles, some people will ride and win.
No, the ties, man.
You see,
So that is too big.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
That
too heavy.
it has to be deliberate. And it has to be done with some level of authority. You see, sports is a huge industry. For that matter, a highly commercialized economy on its own.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that it puts the name of the country out there, there's some huge financial benefits that comes with it. Not only in the country, but it tends to affect almost everybody in and around the sport. I sit here today and I look at Africa and ask me, what at all are we good at?
That's a very good question.
What at all are we good at? Is it football? Is it athletics? Is it boxing?
Because when you talk about football, Nigeria, I mean, they are whipping
We've won
everybody.
gold there before.
But Nigeria went into this competition. Nigerian women got into this competition and they're out of the group stage.
Exactly.
Zimbabwe.
The men, we saw Guinea and Mali as well. No great. It's
The reason why among ourselves we will compete. If you beat Ghana or you beat an African team, you think that is not the standard.
right.
We should be looking at what the standard actually is.
Yeah, we have to benchmark that.
You have to benchmark it. And you ask yourself that whatever you do to qualify, surely you cannot repeat yourself in going to compete at the main tournament.
Is that a problem though, coach? Now you mentioned it's interesting. If you're not, it's like we say about, let me bring football in. It's like we say about PSG and the French league. Because the competition is not great in France, when they turn up at the Champions League, they are unable to shift gears.
Exactly.
Is it because on the continent, across board, maybe the level is not great?
It is what it is.
So when we get up there,
we are exposed.
some way.
We would definitely be exposed. So you ask yourself, the managers of our games, the managers of our sports, how are they doing the job? Look, most of the countries in Africa are third world countries.
Yeah.
So there has to be, like I said earlier on, that deliberate approach to solving some of these problems. In solving the problem from the start, you don't widen your pool because you don't have
Resources
resources
yeah.
to accommodate that pool. Then that brings me to Ghana, because that's where I can give the examples. How many federations do we have in this country?
50 something. 50 something.
That is unacceptable. Very, very unacceptable.
They have cap holding. Cap holding.
Can you imagine?
Cap holding.
Oh, no, it's not
He
true.
said we should go and
I
play
will do one
pillow
today.
games.
We
pillow
will
games.
create one
I'm going to
today,
create one today. Cap holding.
You see, in solving the situation with your limited resources, you don't widen your pool.
Yeah.
Look, it would be far better if we can. Look, I have no doubt whatsoever that if we give our boxers the attention deserving of them, provide them with the various facilities and logistics they need to train,
They'll be medalists.
give them top class coaches, provide, we'll go and win. We'll go to them and go and beat them.
Yeah.
And win proper gold medal.
Coach, not to cut you, even for boxing,
Yes.
there are about 20 medals.
That we can easily
Swimming
win.
has about 37
Medal.
different competitions.
I won't swim.
No, I just the talk. So if they help the boxers, they can bring us more medals.
It is absolutely suicidal that Ghana went to this Olympics without one boxer.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it?
Oh.
Unacceptable. And I will never forgive anybody who is in charge.
Damn.
This is clearly a government-centered problem. The government should get involved in sport. Like I said, we are a third world country. If you go to a country like Kenya, for me, I love what they do because they know where their strengths are.
Thank you.
I love it. You don't see, hardly will you see a Kenya athlete competing in 100 meters swimming.
Oh, but this time they have.
One pet. And when he retires, that's all.
That's it. We cannot be thinking that we can go out there and compete in every sport with those of them. No, it is unacceptable. So Kenya, Ethiopia.
I mean, even Jamaica. I'm sure the first week or first 2 weeks of the Olympics, nobody's watching. Nobody even knows what's happening.
It's when the
But from
100,
tomorrow, from
200,
from when the
Friday morning.
track and field
that
starts,
is when they start.
that is when they know that they are repping.
And they go and they dominate.
Oh, they will quickly do it.
Can't we do same? We can do same. So for me, see, we shouldn't stretch that we compete in fewer. Of course, that will limit our chances of winning more medals. Accepted. But as a third world country,
You should focus.
we should focus on where
and
you're
then invest in
Special
building
and
the best.
invest. You see,
the best
look, if you invest in boxing in this country, we'll go to the Olympics with more than 20 boxers.
I think so too.
More than 20
of
boxers.
course.
And if we don't win, crowd, we are guaranteed a minimum of 5 decent medals.
Yeah.
Some 3 gold, 1 silver, bronze.
It comes in different weight categories as well.
Categories.
Yeah.
Because we don't invest in our boxers, they tend to become professionals too early in their career.
Charlie, they shoot in the Turkish guy way they shoot.
You go fit do one, man.
Sniper.
Killer. The military boys when they graduate from the military this thing, the test there. We don't get snipers for them where they go go work, go where garages say they go shoot.
The brave bam.
You go flop, you go shock you.
Oh, then they come to for take them out of the army.
So you see, the problems with Africa is that all the problems that will come up after this particular Olympics will come, will talk, and will not solve the problem, and it will come up again.
The next 4 years will be in.
So just narrow it down to where your strength are. On top of my head, football, boxing,
athletics, long distance,
athletics. We should be able to go there and compete.
Long distance, Ghana.
No, I mean in Africa.
We are looking at Africa.
Yeah.
Swimming. South Africans are doing
swimming.
fine.
They are doing for then maybe tennis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, countries like South Africa used to have some very solid tennis players. So I think we can look at that and program ourselves. And then I think we'll go out there and compete.
Right.
If you go and thinking that you can compete, no, we cannot compete. We are a third world country. There's so much.
So we need to focus.
And then in Ghana, personally, this is to the minister if he watches the program.
Oh, yeah, my friend. I'll send a link to you. He's my friend.
Tami Mume and Co. Look, dissolve most of these associations. Dissolve them.
No, coach, you see, even if you're not dissolving them, some of them should be limited to a leisure.
Don't compromise.
No, I'm not saying that
most of the associations are not even Olympic associations.
You should
in the All
dissolve
African Games that we hosted in Ghana, there were as many as 13 disciplines that were not Olympic.
If you give me the Minister of Youth and Sports, the first day I walk into the office. I list the sports I'm going to deal with. Anybody, I'll set some criteria. Yeah. If you don't meet it, don't come in front of me for anything. Today, people are running away and all those things. It's because of some of these things. So look, Africa will continue to suffer if we don't do things right.
Right.
Our politicians should see sports as a huge industry. Economically, it is there. Changes the entire fortunes of family. Go and ask Muhammad Kudus what he's done to his family. Go and ask Party, Michael Essien and Co. The evidences are there. In Ghana, we can't even complete the Azuma Nelson Sports Complex.
The Maizé people should take his name from the facility.
So, Sicho,
some way.
It is what it is.
Danny K.
The problem with Africa is too many African countries are not serious. That's the. In fact, if I'm a Kenyan or I'm a South African listening to this thing, I'll say take us out. We are not part
Don't
of
have
it.
this conversation with me.
No. Too many of us are.
Or maybe a Moroccan.
You see, Kenya, South Africa have set the example. South Africa have a rich sports culture.
Yeah.
Football is big in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Cricket is big in South Africa. Rugby is big in South Africa. Netball for women is big in South Africa.
Yeah.
Hockey is big in South Africa.
They hosted Netball World Cup.
They hosted Rugby World Cup.
They
They
hosted
hosted Football World Cup.
Yeah.
You see, so when they are doing their things, don't follow them. South Africa,
different.
their swimming community is big and it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Their hockey community is a big deal. That's why when they come here and they tell you that your turf is not up to standard, and you are getting angry, I don't understand.
They know the standard.
You see, they don't like fanfooling. Don't come and win these Africa games and dance around. Because you win the gold, when you take gold.
Devastation.
The
devastation.
When you take gold. See, when I say too many of us are not serious, look at the competitions that are organized in Africa across board. Look at the African Athletics Championships. The one they did in Douala just a couple of months ago. Look at the level of athletes that went there. The big big boys were all at Diamond League meetings preparing. Why should they? You see,
even African games, what was the biggest athlete that came was Toby Amusan, and then the long jumper,
the Wanaboy, no.
Yeah. No, the high jump. The long jump. Oh, the Togo. Is it, no, what is it from?
Forgotten the name.
From Burkina.
Yeah. Burkina, triple jump.
I remember the triple jump. I remember the name.
See,
those are the only two real top athletes.
Bogali, they're swimming, no. They brought their under 19s and their B teams, and they were sweeping the medals here. They do tough. You know they reach anywhere.
It's your best.
You see?
You know they do what?
Tough. They walk the water.
They're beating the water by heart.
And it's suck the water. See? Charlie,
You know, tell me.
these are some of the things I observe. You know, as a bote man.
Yeah.
So I watch the race, Charlie. The South Africans are going choo.
They're
just sailing caressing the water. Charlie,
They actually running
Charlie, I
the
did a
water.
stance inside here. Some Ghanaians will slap the water.
Like,
I said, Charlie.
Not to cut you.
I know, Charlie.
You know what somebody do? It's like 1920 something Olympics. They're swimming, the 100-meter butterfly. It's a freestyle. Somebody carried that video. Then the current one for Paris, we join them. The person he chopped last for Paris 2 days today, he would have won gold. 19 some.
You see, everybody is
the
going for it.
Everybody's advancing.
The technique
Everybody is
alone.
advancing. You see, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Apart from Kenya and South Africa, who have found what they are good at, have invested in what they are good at, and are making deliberate effort that the sports they are good at on the world standard, they can compete.
They are standard. Yeah.
They can compete. With the rest of us is talent. Oh, Charlie, you know jump, go and jump. They will give you jersey, go and jump. 3 weeks to time, Charlie, we go camping, then they go put them my face, pay me like Charlie. They go support Charlie, Ghana, they go. Okay. When everybody is taking this serious, 2 days ago, I was telling somebody, God is the wisest, the fairest, just.
Of course.
God don't allow somebody to spend his whole life practicing for that day.
Then
you go 3 weeks camp.
You go pray at
Then you go pray at a chain. Then you won't go.
The country should pray for you.
Okay. It doesn't work like that too. And you see, it's not just a Ghana story.
Yeah.
It cuts across.
Yeah.
Most of us are not serious. You see, even take Kenya and South Africa out. You can talk about the influence of population and then the number of athletes that they churn out. Even some of the small nations. Look at Burkina you are talking about. Burkina. Small over there. They find the guy where they do the triple jump.
Yeah.
Opportunity. But put everything behind him. Let him go and do what he can do for us. But he wins them a medal. You go to the likes of Egypt. Look at what Egypt are doing with their swimming program. Look at what they are doing with their table tennis program.
Fabrice Zango.
Fabrice Zango. Look, so many countries are sitting down. Yes, they realize, you see, and I always say that talent distribution, God did it fairly. That's why Croatia will have about, is it like 3 million people over there? Yet they will bring a national team in just 98. They've reached third. 2018, they've reached second. 2022, they are third again. The talent distribution is there. It's about your seriousness and how you groom the talent. It's
develop the
basically
talent.
Parable of the talents.
Yeah.
Investing and making sure that
this our athlete, she went to young girl, Margaret Simpson, what I've forgotten the name.
Yeah.
We destroy her overnight.
Charlie,
We destroy simple communication. Apologize. I won't apologize.
Letter.
they are done.
We wasted that talent.
Look, point is, talent is not enough. And the sooner the rest of Africa gets that, the better for us. Kenya, 130 medals in Olympic history.
It's not frugal.
From about 2 or 3 sports.
Finish.
It's not any big
Any rocket science.
South Africa. And as I said, when you are looking at South Africa, don't look at it with the context of South Africa.
That's right.
They have a proper working sporting culture. And they have huge communities behind those sports. So, like Coach is saying, these 52 sporting federations.
Rubbish. What
and
is
you are, okay, this one is podcast, so I go feel free.
You go feel free.
You've been doing swimming since when? it is wild card
Yeah.
Where you take
Where you
take you
can
go
go.
there.
till now.
That one's
Not
have
a
go chop-
single
go chop
athlete.
like last but one for the heat.
No, but it'd be cool. You don't expect him to do anything. He's
So
just-
last,
at
so,
least
so
beat
in
your personal
Tokyo,
best.
Tokyo was wild card.
No. To be frank,
In
that
Paris,
one at least
it's
beat your
another
personal
wild card.
best.
At least
They
beat
say
your
the
personal
water.
best.
They say the water for the France. Then we did slow. We are seeing slower times in this Olympics. So you know, be Harry Stacy matter pay. Be like
The-
cut
what-
across.
The France
water-
there and Agasaka.
something
Boys
they
say
did.
them are water no
Yeah,
good.
the water no.
Even
good
the
for
river
them.
south.
Even the
boys
river
start to
safe.
go
Something.
shine for
Yeah,
inside.
something did it. Something did
So
it.
the water no be fresh.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
You
that's-
saw the
So,
French.
so the water.
Did you see the Odona?
So Mustafa Yusuf in water be fast.
Did you see the
Mustafa Yusuf
French
in water
Odona?
He own way like him be standard.
He be
Did
standard.
you see the
Mustafa is
Odona?
there.
The Odona in France. Did you see the
I see,
Odona?
No, I see.
But then some they say
but
they
they say
get you.
They say
Like they the French people know.
They say if dirty.
Well, what I say, you people don't be serious.
They wanna hold there.
Challenge.
They say them all no good.
Coach,
Challenge.
50-58, if you host the Olympics, we go do the water tough for.
Oh, 50-58.
50-58. You will host the Olympics.
Yeah, we host the Olympics.
50-58.
50-58.
That one we did.
Yeah, yeah.
That one we
I thought
did.
they need like.
Why would they have in the chair? I would have I would
So yeah, man, it's a big problem across.
Look, it's
across
a serious issue.
But I think it's what you guys have said that is catching me. Like, you see, the talent. When I watch the games,
Mhm.
I don't see superhuman performing. I see human beings who have dedicated their entire life. They have massive backing in countries where they have the infrastructure,
Look,
the coaching.
Let me just give you this quick example.
Yeah.
Rosie Boy was competing here in Ghana at UCC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. She was given 1.6, 1.7 thereabout. Then she hit a 1.8, which was out of the blue. She goes to America. 2 months, no, 1.9. She's all American in America.
Yeah.
It just took geographical shift to
Yeah.
change in
Just
coach.
one long flight.
The same human being, different
Change in
coaches,
coach,
different
change in
facilities.
mentality,
That's
change
all.
in facilities.
Results are different. So it's practical. The thing you can, I was reading something. I was actually shocked. The 60-meter record, collegiate record in America, which Christian Coleman set. That when he broke that record, the previous record holder, Leo Miles Mills, a Ghanaian who went to America school and went to set that record.
Miles
And it
Mills-
was Christian Coleman who broke it. Leo Miles Mills, Nimoja, no, Ghana Nimoja.
No, so like I've said, when I watch the games, I'm like,
Charlie, but
Is
is
that
that
dedication?
dedication? Just gazer. You go fit use that one self as an example.
He went it.
Naturalized.
Charlie,
That's silver
yeah.
world
Yes,
championship.
at the
World
World
Championship.
Yeah.
You see, when an athlete them go France, we all see different countries, even the athletes themselves, individuals, then they have them a coach in the stands.
Yeah.
When an athlete for there, one coach, they coach everybody. So how do you
I mean, you don't get
expect
money.
them to win medals?
You don't get money.
in some way.
It is what
Anyway,
it is.
So that's what the guys have spoken about. Countries need
No,
to-
wait. But what sense is it?
Yeah,
To spend over 200 and something million
yeah.
in building infrastructure, in using about 38 million in renovating, the people who are watching the video, I'm air quoting it, renovating the Legon, this one, or say
Stadium.
completing and then renovating they put AC and extra bed inside this
The
one
halls.
and fix all the tiles. And you will not think that it is prudent to invest
First in the
athletes.
in the human resource itself.
Charlie,
And for me,
One share.
I mean, to wrap it up, one thing that we constantly, every single time, don't pay attention to is the extra things that will help an athlete relish the full potential. It is that psychologist, it is that coach, it is that physio. It is
Those are the no extra. Those are
those
the
are the things.
basic
You can't do
fundamental.
without it.
Those are the things. So these guys will show a lot of promise and talent, but it ends there.
That's all.
It ends at being talented. It ends at being known to have the potential. But what to use that potential for? The tools to carry that potential to the world stage. It's not there. And that for me is the biggest letdown in many African countries. And of course, we're speaking about it. The facilities, the whole investment into training a lot more of athletic coaches or a lot more of coaches in various disciplines, non-existent. So yeah, that has to change. Until it
People
changes,
they
we are
take
not- we are not-
graphs and science
Yeah,
for
yeah.
boxing training.
Yeah.
Then you are doing zilla,
Yeah.
think you go
Yeah.
win something. They go beat you.
People are actually using. when people fight in the open, so I was watching this documentary. When people fight in the open, before the bout, coaches are telling boxers that the wind is against you on this side. So shift to this side of the ring. So that your punches are going faster because the wind is
carrying you.
But if you are going this way,
against
maybe some way and some things.
All these things they inside.
People are going there to
we're not rich.
People are going there to no. It is doable, but we are not available to.
If you don't change your mentality and mindset,
it's about being deliberate.
Yeah.
You see, there's something you say, just dab to suit your situation.
Copy. I think.
Just copy.
I think that is it.
Go, Charlie. What are you people doing?
It. Yeah.
This is the way. Just dab. Copy. Finish.
Dab. Then Charlie, some way.
Look.
Anyway,
we've all been to school before.
Yes.
In the classroom, nipa wa bompano. The one way is shan.
The one way is shan.
Is champagne. Look, where he had that.
Anthony.
You know what they are best at doing? Dabbing. Copy.
Yeah, of course.
they are the best at dabbing.
If you open, give them.
And you go cut the average.
If you can't pass you where you open the way you are.
Charlie. Some guy everywhere. I don't want to mention it. But anybody where you watch this podcast, where you go, my school go no. The guy Dama. The guy Dama.
You never dab your name,
Charlie. He writes his first name. When he writes the person in the dab form, he say name for the.
You don't have the endless time.
See, make I tell you the story.
Charlie.
So some two guys.
Just copy.
They have the same surname. This will put the boys and go at this school. They know. So they have the two surname. Like their surname be the same. And the start of their other name or their second name be the same alphabet. So and the person with the top front amongst the two, he be the best student for the school. They do science. So the guy is in back. Every day they dab him. And the guy is in front. He
understands it.
He dab him from first year. They're in the same class. So then because of them name.
Bam.
Alphabetical.
Then he dab him from first year, second year, he dab him through Wasi. They get this. See, the guy dab him make you get 8 A's. They can't do medical for tech. He dabbed the guy for tech because
wow.
So anytime, so this one a close mark you.
He dabbed the guy. Where the guy after first year gets scholarship go. The real guy.
He go follow up. He go follow up.
He gets a scholarship go.
I know what you gonna do.
He go follow up.
I know what you gonna do right.
You've been dabbing your whole life.
What you
You've
gonna
been
do?
like 6 years.
What you gonna do? Charlie.
But he finished the medical. It's stress. It's stress. My
Charlie.
face.
I said, now what the thing they for sit down. Why he can't reach there? You for put the last one.
But the guy did it for.
But the guy did it for you no try. But he no try.
No, the guy did it
for
for.
making no say Charlie. They apply for
process day.
Yeah.
Then you go follow up.
Then you go follow
But the
up.
guy did it for from you make it dab SHSO. You make it dab all the way. Oh, you can't get. Do you know what it means to dab somebody to get 8
It is.
It's going to be serious. We're in the same course. They get after first day to get first class.
Charlie Ibiamu.
The fucking double. When they go second year, when the guy gets scholarship, where he fly. That's the guy. It's a Charlie.
You don't try.
He said that sums our level. Just go and copy.
Charlie some way. Anyway, let's head over to Paris where all the games are happening because our good friend, our man,
FC
Tahiru Fentio is there. We caught up with him and this is what he has for us.
So as you can see, the morning session of day 2 of the athletics has just ended. A few moments ago, this place was rockiest. The fans filled in capacity. Sold it all out, 40,000 screaming fans for the morning session of the athletics. For Ghana's interest, Rosie Aboah, the high jumper, she was making her debut in the women's high jump, and there were a lot of very high expectations for her, especially considering the way she qualified. 1.97 is her personal best, and that was the minimum requirement to qualify to the finals. In the end, none of the athletes even needed to jump that high. And because the other way that you can make the final is to rank in the top 12. Rose, she didn't start too well at 1.83. It took her 3 attempts to make it. And then at 1.88, she made it on her second attempt. And then at 1.92, she couldn't clear the bar. So that's that. She ranked 14th overall, so her Olympic debut is over. I went to the mix zone to try and talk to her, but she was visibly upset, you know, and it's understandable. Nobody likes to lose. But hopefully, when she calms down, she'll be able to sit with us and reflect on what a great opportunity it really is to compete at the Olympic Games. But there are also questions about why a lady who jumped 1.97 to win the NCAA championships only a month ago is now unable to jump 1.92. What has happened in that 6-week period? What kind of training regimen has she had? Is it a consequence of her not having her coach with her? And I'm talking about her University of Illinois coach who coached her to that NCAA, why do I keep saying NCAA? NCAA championships. And you know, so that's a big question. Why didn't maybe the GA or the GOC do everything possible to make sure that at least he came to the games? Even if he wasn't accredited to be in the Olympic Village, some form of accreditation could get him access to the training facility so that he could help Rose. Either way, I think there are some questions to be answered. There's also an issue of investment, obviously. Even apart from him being here, what about the period from when she won the NCAA championships and now? What kind of training have we been giving her? Why didn't we go all out to give the resources that she required to continue to compete at high value events up until this point? She didn't really have any high value competition until the Olympics. She went to the African Championship, which was a really disorganized competition, and that was not a good measure of her ability at all. So I feel like there are some questions, but ultimately her talent is not in doubt. She's a great talent. She's already achieved a lot for her age, and I think that the country needs to wake up and invest in her. And one form of investment they can do is just give her a seed grant, maybe 100,000 for the next 3 years to help her train and get better. It's possible. And what is 100,000 to the sports ministry or to the government of Ghana? Nothing. Okay, you give her that money, that is maybe 35,000 a year or 32,000 a year for her to just focus on training. You could reap the results because there is no stopping her, and she doesn't require much. And so there is that. The athletics team, the track team, I beg your pardon, they're in action on Saturday. Rashid Saminu and Benjamin Azamati will compete in the heat of the men's 100 meters. That's another opportunity for us to see just where they rank. Both of them have had some really good races coming into this one. Azamati has had a lot of races coming into this one, so their expectations are high. Rashid, on the other hand, is faster, but he, just like Rose after the NCAA championship, has only been to the African championship, and there is no guarantee of the quality of competition he's had up until this point. The good news for him is that his school coach is actually here in Paris. He got here a few days ago. Also, without accreditation, by the way, he was already accredited by the St. Kitts and Nevis national team. So Rashid just happens to be happy that his coach is also coaching the national team of another country. So he's got accreditation to be here, and he's been helping Rashid out. So hopefully, and that is what most people are looking forward to on Saturday. As far as the other Africans are concerned, in the women's semi-final that will happen on Saturday, the heats, the preliminary rounds, and then the round ones happened on Friday, and there are 3 Africans who made it to the semi-finals. Okay, Marie-Josée Talou of Cote d'Ivoire, she qualified the fastest in the heat, so she'll be in the semi-final. Rosemary Chukwuma of Nigeria will also be there, and Gambia's Gina Bash, one of my absolute favorite athletes, she's also in the final. She's also in the semi-final. That semi-final is on Saturday, so we'll see, and then the final is also on Saturday, so we'll see if 2 of them maybe can make the final, and then we can hope that one of them can medal. Maybe Talou Smith, Marie-Josée Talou. She's never won the Olympic gold medal, so it could be a great opportunity for her to get something and to do something. So Saturday will be a very, very exciting day. The relays do not happen until the 8th of August. So if you are someone that was looking forward to the relays, you still have to wait a little bit. In fact, exactly 1 week from now. So you have to keep waiting. But I think overall, it's been a really decent first morning and first session of the track and field events. From Paris, Stade de France, Fentu, Tahiru Fentu. Cheers.
All right, so that was Fence from Paris. I mean, Fence is doing a great job. I mean,
Charlie.
it's one of the
Friends
most-
give the
He
hair.
said,
He keep the hair.
he keep the hair, go pay for Paris. he talk me say if he finish, no, go
They go
pass.
past Italia.
You go for pass Italy.
Yeah. Me Sabina talk
The man hung that.
So
He
one
for
on
chop.
two.
Yeah.
Wrong guy.
Yeah.
He for chop small. He for chop
that's
small.
all.
You have said it. He for chop
That's
small.
But look, Fence is doing a great job because covering the Olympic Games is one of the most difficult things to do.
Yeah.
Plenty things happening. You have to keep.
Charlie, but
all
he
of
left Rome to go Paris. No, the train go inside. Say Charlie,
You go choke.
the way you go hustle
By
before.
choke,
You go choke.
Say two man of the catch last.
I think there were strikes. There were strikes with some lines.
Yeah.
So the pressure can be some other lines
Yeah,
come.
yeah.
So I'm sure. But here right now, it's being
Everything
said.
is
Man, he also from Touma.
I
So what be? Charlie, go enter.
Charlie, guys, thank you very much for again watching friends who are still having a conversation about
Quick.
sports. Drop your comment. Be part of the conversation, of course. What do you think is the reason why Africa are not doing too great, or most African countries are not doing too great at the Olympic Games? Something has to change. Africa needs to compete a lot more. Ghana has to compete a lot more. Nigeria need to do the same. Many other African countries as well. Guys, thank you very much
More live.
for coming on the pod today. We're back again next time.
Press the bell. Press the bell.
On the pod.
Bing,
And then-
bing, bing.
bing, bing.
Quick.
Yes,
Ta.
notification, quick, ta. So that once we drop the post, you are the first to see it. Thank you very much. Till we meet again. Cheers.